Hey y'all, I'm Carolina Tony. Today we are taking a road trip across the state of West Virginia, and we're going to look at some really neat places, and you get to come with me. So let's get our motor running and get out on the highway. But right after this station, identification. We are wandering across West Virginia and we come to the town of Whipple. This is the Whipple Company store. It's a little busy intersection here. We are in the coal mine country. This company store was part of the coal mine camp. They sold everything from automobiles to zippers. Was the focus on social life here. They even had a ballroom upstairs. Now from the outside, this company store looks like it has 2 floors, but there is a secret floor in between what appears to be 2 stories outside. So it's actually 3 stories. There's a second story in the middle, has no windows. That secret second story was used in the 1930s to house coffins. Working in the coal mine was dangerous work, and a lot of men and boys lost their lives there. This is the New River Gorge Bridge right outside of Fayetteville, West Virginia. This bridge is 3,030 feet long and the arch is 1,700 feet, and the road is 876 feet above the river. This is a Hawks Nest Workers Memorial gravesite. This memorial honors an estimated 764 tunnel workers who died from mining a 3.8-mile tunnel through Gauley Mountain to divert water from the New River to a hydroelectric plant near Gauley Bridge in 1930 through 1931. The tunnel cut through pure silica in some areas and exposed unprotected workers to silica dust that quickly caused acute silicosis, a fatal lung disease. This disaster is considered America's worst industrial accident. Workers in the tunnel were primarily migrant workers, mostly black, who were paid a few dollars a day. When they became sick, many were driven out of the camps to die elsewhere. Those African Americans who died in the camps could not be buried in local white cemeteries. A few were sent back by rail to their families. Most were taken to a farm. Later, these graves had to be moved to widen Route 17. The remains were disinterred in 1972, transported several miles back here, and their decomposed remains placed in child-size coffins, reburied, and resulting in 48 depressions in the ground right on this spot. This spot where I'm standing is called Hawk's Nest. And the tunnel, which is mostly underwater now, is nearby where all those workers lost their lives. This is the public library in Oak Hill, West Virginia. Right near this spot, on January the 1st, 1953, Hank Williams Sr. was traveling from Montgomery to Ohio for a show, sitting in the back seat of his Cadillac. And the driver found him unresponsive, and he kept driving to a gas station very near this spot. I'm not sure if the gas station is even here any longer, but here is a memorial in front of the library to Hank Williams. It says 17th September 1923, the 1st of January 1953. On January the 1st, 1953, in Oak Hill, West Virginia, Hank Williams Sr. made his last stop on his last tour. This memorial is dedicated by his fans who wish to keep his memory and music alive. Today, the road brings me just right outside of Weston, West Virginia, and we are here on a farm where in 1941 Thomas Jackson was born. You might know him as Stonewall Jackson. This was his boyhood home. This place is known not only as Jackson's boyhood home, but is also known as Jackson's Mill. Here is a grist mill. So we see the mill pond with a trough leading to the grist mill. The wooden gate that would press down here to raise the gate so that water would flow through the trough. There's another gate. This would have been known as Baker's Mill, established 1794. This is Jackson Mill. It was built on this site in 1841. Cummins Jackson. He was born in 1802. Was the oldest son of Edward and Elizabeth Brake Jackson. Cummins worked hard at times. He ran the family grist mill as a boy. At the death of a father, he gained possession of the mill and adjacent property. Over the years, a blacksmith shop, a sawmill were added, turning his homestead into a thriving business. Between 1843 and 1848, Cummins built a large 2-story frame house just a few feet from the sawmill. Perhaps it was in this area right here. It was a house, was L-shaped with no porch. A large central doorway, 9 windows on the east side, and an off-center door similar to windows on the west. It had a shingle roof, chimneys on the north and west end. The house had a basement, 2 large rooms, a kitchen, a pantry downstairs, 4 bedrooms upstairs. On December the 3rd, 1915, the house burned beyond repair. This area is known as Jackson Mill. In a few seconds, I'll show you why. But it had a grist mill, 2 sawmills. Take 2. And this was Thomas Stonewall Jackson's boyhood home before he went off to West Point. Neat little town. A lot of the stone on the facade of these buildings is local. Taken right from these here hills. This is the Braxton County Jailhouse from around 1884, standing right next to the courthouse. This is the Braxton County Jail from around 1884. We'll turn around and walk back this way. That old signage on the side of that building is pretty neat. Okay, this is the Monster Museum, and here's one of the many chairs that kind of advertises the monster. This is called a Flatwoods Monster Chair. Apparently these things are all over this county, and it looks like an alien, and hopefully on our trip we'll get to see some more. And of course we're in Braxton County, but there were a group of 7 people in the 1950s that witnessed the monster. Here's a photograph of Audra Harper in the 1950s. She was one of the ones that saw the monster. Audra said that she was on the way to the store, and up on the hill she saw something look like a fire. She went to investigate, and the ball of fire disappeared, and what stood before her was something that's 3 times the size of a man.
So I was thinking that you and I could sneak up in Braxton County and check out some of their stores. I went to braxtonwb.org and checked it out already.
So what makes a small town famous? A monster. And here's a piece of wood taken from the once standing tree where the Flatwood monster was seen to appear from behind on September the 12th, 1952. Here is another Flatwood monster chair. These things are all over. They encourage you to get your picture with them and share them. All right, well, I hope you have enjoyed our trip to Sutton, West Virginia, to the Flatwoods Monster Museum. It's been really enlightening. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give me a big old thumbs up. Be sure to tell your family and friends. Until the next time, y'all have a good day.